Hey everyone, this is Baxter Colburn, host of What's the Score, the sports news quiz.
And I'm your game master, Josh Scheibe.
If you enjoy listening to What's the Score, we encourage you to go and listen to us on all the different platforms that we're available on. You can find us on Spreaker.com,
Sports Radio America,
The Sports Quotient,
Stitcher,
and on iTunes as well. Go and download our podcast today and let us know your thoughts. A review never hurt anybody. Hey guys, this is Baxter, the host of What's the Score, the sports news quiz. Want to take a minute to remind all of you to go and check us out on social media. You can find us on Facebook at What's the Score, the sports news quiz, on Twitter at WTS Sports Quiz, and on Instagram at WTS Sports Quiz as well. And if you enjoy the whole hashtag game, like some of us like to do, hashtag goals, hashtag believer, hashtag, I don't know, I'm running out of hashtags. Anyway, use the hashtag What's the Score on Twitter and Instagram and check out some of the other exclusive content that we do as well. Connecting all of us one smartphone at a time.
Hello all, and welcome back to the BLC studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This is What's the Score, the sports news quiz, presented by Sports Radio America. I'm Josh Scheibe, your game master. We have our first four-person panel this week: Erik Condia, DeMarse, Chuck Kreckel, and Nick Zurich. And they'll have the opportunity to show their prowess in just a little bit. Before that, though, here's the host of What's the Score, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. Coming up, we put our panelists to the test in our Name 5 Panelist Showdown. If you'd like to play our games on the air, why not shoot us an email at WTSSportsQuiz@gmail.com. Click on the links at the top of our contestant form on our Facebook and Twitter pages as well.
Playing our next game is Chris Fowler. Welcome to the show, Chris.
All right, Chris, this week the sports world bid farewell to one of the most iconic players to ever play professional sports. We're, of course, talking about Kobe Bryant. He capped off his 20-year career with an incredible performance where he scored 60 points. Talk about finishing a career off with a bang.
In this game, Chris, which we've called Mamba Out, we look at the career and life of the Black Mamba and see just how well you know things from his time in the NBA. Correctly answer 4 out of 7 questions, and you will win a What's the Score prize. If you get stuck on a question, remember you are allowed to ask one panelist for a hint on only one question, so make sure you choose wisely. Are you ready to play?
As ready as I'll ever be, I guess.
All right.
Good enough for me. All right, Chris, here's your first question. As many might know, a name like Kobe is not something you hear every day. What inspired Bryant's parents to give him the first name Kobe? Was it A, his great-uncle was named Kobe, B, it was a Japanese steakhouse that his parents went to that was called Kobe, or was it C, the family hamster named Kobe, and they all wanted to keep the name going?
I'm going to go with A.
A, the great-uncle named Kobe?
Yes.
That is incorrect. It was a Japanese steakhouse his parents went
The
to.
restaurant?
Yes, it was. All right, here is your next question.
Kobe loved to train in the off-season by doing what? Was it A, taking trick shots around his house with his kids' diapers, B, shooting medicine balls into a hoop to build his arm strength, or C, playing 1v1 against his shadow?
I'm going to say B.
Shooting medicine balls around into a hoop to build his arm strength?
Yes.
That is incorrect. No. He played one-on-one against his shadow. That's how he stayed so shifty, because he tried to juke out his own shadow. It must have worked a couple times, obviously, because he did fairly well for himself. All right, here, no problem. Still got a couple more chances here. Here's your next question. Bryant made the jump to the NBA at the young age of what? Was it A, 17, B, 19, or C, 20?
I'm going to go with A, 17.
Yes, that is correct. Nicely done.
All right, here's your next one. While in high school, Kobe had the chance to attend prom with which celebrity? Is it A, Beyonce, B, Brandy, or C, Rihanna?
I'm going to say B.
B,
Brandy.
you said? Yes, that is correct. All right, here's your next question. To go along with his unique first name, Kobe also holds a rather unusual middle name. What is it? Is it A, Bean, B, Pass, or C, Pie?
Could I get a hint?
You can. Would you like to ask Ian, Eric, Chuck, or Nick for a hint?
I'm going to go with, say, Ian.
Ian, yes.
All right. Your hint will be that you can eat these.
I'm going to go with Bean.
Yes, that is correct. Bean. Nicely done.
Holy frijoles!
All right, here is your next question. Let's see, you got 3 so far. Game Master Schreiber, that's for you, sir.
Yep. Bryant and the Lakers won how many championships during his 20-year career? Is it A, 2, B, 6, or C, 5?
I'm going to go with 5.
Yes, that is correct. All right, here's your last question. During his time on the Lakers, Bryant wore 2 different numbers. What were those numbers? Was it A, 6 and 23, B, 24 and 1, or C, 8 and 24?
I'm going to go with C, 8 and 24.
Yes, that is correct. Game Master Scheibe, how did Chris do on our quiz?
Chris got 5 out of 7 correct. He's a winner!
Nicely done. Congratulations, Chris. All right, panel, a couple more questions for you about this week's news. Chuck, Brianna Stewart, Mariah Jefferson, and Morgan Tuck went 1, 2, and 3 this week during what event?
The WNBA draft?
Yes, that is correct. Nicely done. All 3 are from the University of Connecticut as well, so the dynasty might finally be over after they got rid of Brianna Stewart, who was such a big part of their 4 national championships as well. I don't know if they're going to win it again next year. Probably not after you lose 3 big ladies like that.
All right, Nick. The horse racing world has a new and exciting prospect named what?
This was also our featured Facebook panel question as well.
Yeah.
Did you pay attention?
I
Did you see the signs?
I did, and I'm not 100% positive, but I want to say it's, I think, Happy McHapface.
You're very close. I'll give you one more shot at it. It's not happy. Different word. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Remember what sport this is.
Yeah, Righty McRideface.
Come on, Nick. I love you. You're one of my favorite panelists.
I can't remember. I know it's something of that. It was like the Bodie McBoatface from the thing.
So if that was for the boat, what would they use
Horsey
for the
McHorsey.
Yes!
Hey, all right. I'll take a half point.
Woo! We got there eventually. Holy cow. Nicely done. Yes, Horsey McHorseface. They talked to the CNN talked to the manager of the horse, and he said we had a good laugh about it in the office and thought, hey, why not? And Joe's a good bloke, the rider, and he's a good horse. We thought it would be a good fit. Makes sense to me. Ian, question for you. One of the most famous Boston Red Sox season ticket holders is Mr. Stephen King. Yeah, he published an opinion piece this week, though, in the Boston Globe, stating his frustration with what protective measure that his favorite team implemented this season, as many others in Major League Baseball did.
Could I get a hint?
You can. Let's just say if you are sitting along the first or third base line, you have a little extra something in your way. So that way you don't get struck by a stray ball or a bat.
So, like, some sort of gate, fence?
Not a gate, not a fence, a little less than that. What do they already have up at the stadiums? To protect those home plate people so they don't get beamed by foul balls.
The netting.
Yes, yep, that is what it is. They put in more protective netting. King stated, there's something almost ludicrous about wrapping America's baseball stadiums in a protective gauze when an idiot with a grudge can buy a gun and shoot a bunch of people. To say the least, he didn't really hold back any punches on this one.
It's almost just like he wants danger to happen, so he has more stuff to
I was
going
to
to
say, he's thinking like they're not going to have anything to write about. His next book must have been a baseball theme, and then he's like, I can't write about it now.
Just broken bats everywhere.
Exactly.
All right, Eric, the next one's for you. First, it was soccer. Then NASCAR. Now, what league announced this week that they'll place sponsors on their jerseys?
Swiss Hoops, a.k.a. the NBA.
Yes, that is correct. What are Swiss hoops?
I'm thinking like K-Swiss. You know, do they even make K-Swiss shoes anymore? I don't know why that came into my head.
Somebody Google that. We're going to
Game master and host look around like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
You know K-Swiss?
I know K-Swiss. Yeah, I wasn't born under a
Check
rock.
out my shoes, K-Swiss. Like that? No. All right.
Take us to a break, Game Master Shine.
Right.
I will do
anymore.
that
Dear
in
Lord.
just a moment. I do want to note, though, that Ian Sorry, combining Eric and
You
Ian.
know who you are.
Ian gets an extra point because he gave a successful hint in the other game.
Nicely done. Congratulations,
Thank you.
Ian.
And now, as Baxter said, it is time for another break. But don't worry, we'll be right back, and our panelists will have another chance to answer even more questions about this week's sports news. You're listening to What's the Score, the Sports News Quiz, broadcasting live on Spreaker.com.
Hey guys, this is Baxter Colburn, host of What's the Score, the sports news quiz. If you enjoy listening to What's the Score, why not go and donate to our Patreon account today? That's patreon.com. Search for What's the Score and donate today. You can get awesome t-shirts, before the show shout-outs, and so much more. Tell your friends about us. Hey, if you donate, we'd be happy to give you a shout-out and even have you come on the show and play a game or two with us as well. Hey everyone, this is Baxter Colburn, host of What's the Score, the sports news quiz. Want to take a moment to let all of you know that if you enjoy listening to What's the Score, you can find us on thesportsquotient.com. Go and check out thesportsquotient.com. Check out and see how you stack up against the rest of the sports world by taking one of their S quizzes. You can also check out the Fantasy Guru section, and for those of you stat geeks out there, they've got plenty of things for you. Plus, check out all the other great content that they have on their podcast section, like this very show right here, What's the Score? Hey everyone, this is Baxter. Just want to take a minute to thank one of our sponsors of What's the Score, Sports Radio America. Go and check out sportsradioamerica.com today and find all the greatest shows that you and your friends should be listening to if you're not already. Listen to the College Credit Hour, Sunday Gridiron, Major League Diamond, Two Up Front, and What's the Score. You can find What's the Score on sportsradioamerica.com and on the TuneIn app by listening to them on Mondays and Wednesdays from 12 to 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Sports Radio America, one of the official sponsors of What's the Score.
Welcome back to What's the Score, the sports news quiz, presented by Sports Radio America, and thanks for listening in. We're broadcasting live from the BLC studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm your game master, Josh Scheibe. We're playing this week with Ian DeMarse, Chuck Kreckel, Nick Zurich, and Erik Condia. And here, once again, is your host of What's the Score, Baxter Colburn!
Thank you, Josh. So glad to be back. I'm not laughing at you, I promise.
Yeah, I know.
Ian and I had a little thing there. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
All right. Now, time for some more questions for our panelists.
Ian, the first one's for you. As we know, Kobe Bryant played his final NBA game last Wednesday. What is one of the most unique things being auctioned off on eBay from this monumental game?
Oh, I just read about this. It was a bag of air.
Yes, that is correct. It started off as $1 on eBay. Now, after 93 plus bids, you can now buy a bag of air from Kobe's final game for $15,000. $15,000. Why?
No sense.
What will they think of next?
Kids these days, I tell
Yeah.
you. Speaking of kids, Eric, after Oklahoma basketball, as we know, got blown out in the NCAA Final Four. We all watched that game. We were there. We cried. We wept. It moved us. The Sooners finally had a chance to take home a national championship for both the men's and women's teams. In what sport?
I would say some stupid sport right now, but I will go with a hint, Baxter.
Would you like a hint?
Yes.
Who would you like a hint from?
Scheibe?
Oh, let's see. Baxter, I'm going to
All
send
right.
this one over to you.
Let's just say the men's and women's floor routines were on point.
Gymnastics.
Yes, that is correct.
You know what? I bet
What?
they could do the human pretzel.
As you eat a pretzel.
Yeah. I mean, the hospitality this week, Baxter, I'm going to make a comment. Fantastic.
It's what we do for the little people. Good Lord.
As he's talking to the tallest
I know,
guy.
talking to the 6'8" guy in the room.
Ironic.
All right, Nick, the next one's for you. According to a recent poll, what percentage of Houston Rocket fans think they'll lose to the Golden State Warriors in the opening round of NBA playoff action?
Ooh, I'm going to need a hint on that. I saw the voting, but that wasn't by the fans. That was
It's about as high as it can get.
99%.
They got a point for perfect attendance.
Wow, 100%.
Yes, that is correct.
Not one single fan.
Not a single fan.
James
no.
Harden, nobody thought.
Probably not. The way he played last night,
Yeah.
probably not. Now, but there is a small ray of hope because Steph Curry injured his ankle in the last game, so they're going to see what happens. They play again on Monday, so we'll see if that, what happens, but they still beat him by, I think, about at least 20.
Yeah, it was like 26, but it's still surprising because Curry played 3 minutes in the second half, and yet they couldn't really cut into the deficit.
It didn't matter who was on the court for the Warriors, no matter. They had guys that I think Steve Kerr played about 20 minutes in the second half. I think he had a triple-double as well by the time we're all said and done. All right, Chuck, another question for you. Yesterday, marked the opening weekend for what women's professional league here in the States?
No. Could I get a hint, please? I'm unsure on a lot
So,
of it.
so you have MLS
Yes.
for the men.
Yes.
So there's a different league on the other
Okay,
side.
so the women's league soccer.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Major
That's
League
correct.
Soccer.
The National
I don't-
Women's Soccer League. Yes, that's correct. We got there eventually. Yes, the National Women's Soccer League kicking off their 4th season in existence, which is a monumental thing because the last couple professional women's leagues that have been around have all failed after 2 or 3 years. So now that this is their 4th season. Yes, Eric?
No, I thought you were going to say, this is their 4th league. And I'm like, man, 4th time has got to be the charm for
You'd
them.
hope so, yeah. Well, they did expand. They added a new team in Orlando Pride this year, so they have 10 teams in the league, and they're slowly trying to open up the expansion as well.
Where's Hope Solo this year?
She plays for the Seattle Reign.
Oh.
She's not in prison.
That sounds like a
Too soon.
like a 80s pop band.
The Seattle Reign. Well, some of these names, it's like the Seattle Reign, the Orlando Pride, Houston Dash, Portland Thorns,
Oh, wow.
Sky Blue FC, the Boston Breakers, Western New York Flash. There's only 10.
Hope this is on
None of them sound painful at all.
Yeah, right. Everyone's flipping like, what's this? There's only
those
10,
again,
so 4, 2 of you would be screwed, I guess.
Well, folks, it's time for me to break up the fun once again. But when we come back, our final contestant will try his hand at some selective scheduling. We'll be right back, and don't go away. This is What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz, presented by Sports Radio America, live on Spreaker.com.
Hey everyone, this is Baxter. Just want to take a minute to thank one of our sponsors of What's the Score, Sports Radio America. Go and check out sportsradioamerica.com today and find all the greatest shows that you and your friends should be listening to if you're not already. Listen to the College Credit Hour, Sunday Gridiron, Major League Diamond, 2 Up Front, and What's the Score. You can find What's the Score on sportsradioamerica.com and on the TuneIn app by listening to them on Mondays and Wednesdays from 12 to 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Sports Radio America, one of the official sponsors of What's the Score. Hey everyone, this is Baxter Colburn, host of What's the Score, the sports news quiz.
And I'm your game master, Josh Scheibe.
If you think you are smart enough, or smarter than a 5th grader, and want to play our games on air, you can either come by the studio or you can call us, but there's a few different ways you can get a hold of us.
If you'd like to email us, you can do so at WTSSportsQuiz@gmail.com.
Or for you social media savants, head over to Facebook, What's the Score, the sports news quiz, or Twitter, WTS Sports Quiz. Now back to the action with myself and Josh Scheibe.
Welcome back, everyone. This is What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz, presented by Sports Radio America. I'm Josh Scheibe, your game master. Our Name 5 panelist showdown is coming up, but first we have a new game called let me check my schedule. Here to get the game going is your host at the BLC studios here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, everybody. We've had a fantastic show so far, and it's time now to play our final game.
It's time to welcome in our final contestant. Playing this game is Caleb Walgren. Welcome to the show, Caleb.
Hey, thanks for having me, Baxter. Go Pack, go.
A fellow Packer fan. I love it. Welcome to the show, Caleb. You automatically win. Everybody can go home. All right, Caleb. Well, as you know, the NFL released the official schedules this week for all 32 teams. The San Francisco 49ers have the toughest rated schedule. Oh, darn. While the Green Bay Packers, have the easiest schedule in the NFL.
Can't complain about that. In this game, we will ask you about some of the big games, storylines, and other interesting facts about the upcoming NFL season. Correctly answer 4 out of 7 questions, and you'll win a What's the Score prize. Remember, you are allowed to ask one panelist for a hint one time during the game, so make sure to use that wisely. Are you ready to play?
Absolutely.
All right, here's your first question. Week number 1 features a rematch between Denver and Carolina after the two teams met in what game last season? Was it A, the Hall of Fame game, B, Thanksgiving, or C, the Super Bowl?
Well, that's definitely C, the Super Bowl.
Yes, that is correct.
Week 2 features a primetime game between the Vikings and the Packers, but what's the bigger significance of the game? Is it A, the official opening of the Vikings' new stadium, B, it's Aaron Rodgers' 200th NFL game, or C, Adrian Peterson can surpass 20,000 rushing yards with just 29 more yards?
While the last two would be impressive, it is the opening of the Vikings' new stadium, U.S. Bank Stadium,
Yes.
so I'm going to go with A.
That is correct. All right, as we all know, Week 10 is going to have a big game as the Seattle Seahawks get a much-needed shot at revenge against what foe? Is it A, the Green Bay Packers, B, the New England Patriots, or C, the Carolina Panthers?
What week did you say that was? I couldn't hear that.
Week number 10.
I'm going to say that it's the New England Patriots.
Yes, that is correct. It's the first time the two teams will meet since Malcolm Butler became an internet sensation as he picked off Russell Wilson. Should have still run the ball on that play, Marshawn. Marshawn Lynch is in retirement somewhere with his millions saying, man, you should have given me the ball. Oh, well. All right, here's your next question.
Thanksgiving will receive some changes this season. What's going to be different? Is it A, the NFL will host a skills contest for top-performing rookies, B, there will only be one game played, or C, 2 AFC teams will play for the first time in 2 years?
I'm going to say C about the AFC teams.
Yes, that is correct. Although, personally, I would love to see a skills competition between the rookies. We always talk about how they should make the Pro Bowl more interesting. I love saying this. I was old enough to remember, not that old, I remember back in my day, they used to have the kickers do a skills competition all over the place with field goal contests. Loved that.
Oh, I was going to say, I would love to see that. But then going back to question number 1, the Hall of Fame game, if they actually brought back some retired players.
That would be
to
the
come
best.
play.
Jake Delhomme called off the bench. Do it.
Johnny Unitas.
Hey, man, that would be, don't mess around with those guys. All right, here's your next question, Caleb. Towards the end of the season, what changes will take place for some of the December games? Is it A, most games will take place on Christmas Eve Saturday, not Christmas Eve Sunday? B, games will not be played in temperatures under 10 degrees Fahrenheit? Or is it C, all 3 Florida teams will play home games in December due to prevent having to play in cold weather?
That's going to be A.
Yes, that is correct.
All right, here's your next one. Week 4 features 2 quarterbacks going back to their old teams. Who are they? Is it A, Brock Osweiler and Scott Tolzien, B, RG3 and Drew Brees, or C, Mark Sanchez and Nick Foles?
I think we got him.
I'm not 100% sure on this one, so I think I want to go ahead and ask a panelist on this one.
All right, who would you like to ask a hint from? Ian, Eric, Chuck, or Nick?
I think I'm going to go with Ian on this one.
Ian, okay. Hold on 1 second.
Okay, let's see. What sort of hint can we give you here?
That's always an encouraging thing.
Okay, this one of the quarterbacks used to play for Baylor.
Interesting.
That was the way I was leaning, so I'll go with B.
Say that.
Can you
Say your
repeat
answer
that
one more time? What was your answer, Caleb?
B. I knew there was Robert Griffin III. I can't remember the other one.
Drew Brees. Yes,
That's
that is correct. The Redskins and the Chargers are the former teams of RG3 and Drew Brees, although Drew Brees has been a Saint probably longer than he was a Charger, but the city still appreciates the impact that Drew Brees left on him. All right, here is your final question. Let's see if we can go for perfect. Week 15 provides fans with a classic AFC game when the Patriots return to Denver. However, what iconic player will no longer be there to challenge Tom Brady? Is it A, Von Miller, B, Brock Osweiler, or C, Peyton Manning?
Well, technically Brock won't be there, but I'm going to say that with an iconic player, you're referring to Peyton Manning.
Yes, that is correct.
And as many Packer fans may have wanted, Danny Trevathan won't be there either.
Darn it. Game Master Shabby, how did Caleb do on our quiz?
Caleb got 7 correct out of 7. He's a perfect score and he's a winner.
Congratulations, Caleb. Thanks for playing.
The moment you've all been waiting for is almost here. Stick around and listen to our panelists duke it out on the Name 5 Panelist Showdown coming up right after the break. You're listening to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz, presented by Sports Radio America, broadcasting live on Spreaker.com. Hello all, I'm Josh Scheibe, your game master here at What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz. Thanks for listening in. I may not know much about sports, but what I do know about are our social media pages. Check us out on Facebook at What's the Score, or Twitter and Instagram at WTS Sports Quiz. Thanks very much for listening.
Hey everyone, this is Baxter. Do you enjoy taking a sports news quiz? Well, I understand, of course, you like What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz, but we encourage you to go check out one of our other sponsors, thesportsquotient.com. Go and check out the Sports Quotient and play one of their S-quizzes. You can test your sports knowledge about anything doing with sports, and even check out the great articles and content they have on their website as well. Thesportsquotient.com. That's quotient with a Q. Sportsquotient.com, and check out What's the Score on their network of podcasts as well.
Hi everyone, I'm your game master, Josh Scheibe.
And I'm your host, Baxter Colburn.
Hey, if you think the show is worth at least $1, why don't you go to our Patreon account?
We'd be very grateful if you donate to the show. That's how people like Josh and I stay employed, or pretend to be employed at least. Thank you so much for listening to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz. And now, back to more sports trivia action.
Hope my check's in the mail. Hello and welcome back. Thanks for listening to What's the Score? The Sports News Quiz. I'm your game master, Josh Scheibe. Our panelists have been warming up for their final showdown while they scramble to return to their seats. Here's your host at the BLC studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Baxter Colburn.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, everybody. All right, it is time for my favorite part of the show, the Name 5 Panelist Showdown.
Our panelists will be given 4 topics in which they will have 10 seconds to name 5 people, teams, places, or things related to the sports world. Each panelist will have the same category. However, they cannot repeat answers.
Game Master Scheibe, can you give us the scores, please?
I can. Nick has 4 points. Chuck also has 4. Erik has 5. And Ian is in the lead with 6.
Wow. Nicely done. All right, we'll start with you, Nick.
You
Jaworski.
want Jaworski? John Elway.
You get that last one? You only
I
got
got
3. Ooh. All right.
Oh,
All right, Ian, you have a vast expanse. Villa.
Yeah.
Horse
sorry.
apiece.
Well,
Ooh, only 2. All right.
trouble with going last. Britt, Tavon Austin, Julian Edelman, and
That's
Danny
5.
Amendola.
Yeah, you got 5. Well, you gave away 6. But it's right. You got 5. Nicely done. All right, so now that we're with Nick's score, where does that put him in relation to the other 2 Game Master Scheibe?
Currently, he's in the lead with 21 points.
Okay. Eric, you are next with 18. Are you ready, sir? I'll take that as a yes. On your mark, get set, go.
Vincent Jackson, Roddy White, Golden Tate, Deshaun Jackson. Keenan Allen.
You got 5. Nicely done.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, Game Master Scheibe, what is Ian looking at?
Ian needs 3 points to tie and 4 to win.
All right, Ian, 10 seconds. Are you ready?
Yes.
And begin.
Brandon Marshall, Eric Decker, Eddie Royal, Pierre Garçon, Stefan Diggs.
You got 5. Congratulations. Game Master Scheibe, who is our winner?
Ian is the winner with 25 points.
Hey, congratulations, Ian.
Thank you.
Second time on the panel, Ian. You've taken home a victory. How does it feel?
Feels great, especially since I'm 2 for 2, so.
Wow. Even our producer's so
I
excited.
guess the game is done.
No, we're done. Shut it down.
I mean, it didn't go perfect this time, but I'll take the 19 for 20. So.
Absolutely. Very, very nicely done. Eric, you gave us a good fight there towards the end, and just wasn't the result you were hoping for, but you did finish in second, so you get 3 panel points, so that'll help you shoot up the leaderboard.
Oh, I'm just playing second fiddle to Ian.
You're the Mitch Baumhoff of this week. Mr. Number 2.
CU dub again.
Yeah, right?
Oh, my goodness.
One day CUW will rise again. Chuck, not too bad from you, sir. The points weren't exactly there, but you did good, though, with the panel questions as well. How'd you think your performance went?
Surprisingly, because a few of the questions that I did get, I'm not familiar with some of the sports, like the names and everything. So it's just great to be here.
Absolutely. We love having you on. And Nick, finally, sir, a little disappointed, honestly, how you did this week.
Yeah.
I expected better from you.
As did I. However, the competition is a lot better without Pfeiffer here. So it's I did not expect that.
He's sitting at home petting his cat going, they miss me. I know they do. Oh, my goodness. Well, thank you, gentlemen, all of you, for being here this week. What's the Score has been a production of Sports Radio America. Thank you to our contestants and studio audience here at the BLC studios. Our 4 panelists this week have been Ian DeMarse, Erik Condia, Chuck Kreckel, and Nick Zurich. Our social media staff is comprised of Emily Reister, Brittany Peterson, and Christian Gill. Our theme was composed by Danny Hoffenstein. Our media producer and panelist this week is Erik Condia. Our sound engineer and show producer is Kurt Colburn. And the executive director of What's the Score is my beautiful wife, who is having a baby in November. Team Colburn, everybody. Mark it on your calendars. November 16th.
Hey.
We'll be adding to our family.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I don't know that I can follow that up, but I've been your game master, Josh Scheibe.
And I've been your host, Baxter Colburn. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you all again next week on What's the Score? Right at 3:30. That is how we do it. Yes. I love you all. Now get out. I'll deal with this when I get home. Let's
I was watching Max and he goes, oh. You just want to be like this. No, that's too way.